Hello students, today we will do the flange drawing. This is the flange that we are going to draw. So if you look at this drawing carefully, there are a few things that we have to note. First of all, here is one view which is called the isometric view, and then we have another view called top view, and we have another front view, and this is the right view. So we have one, we have two, and we have three, and we have four views. So first thing, step one is we have to create a 3D model. We have to create a 3D model of the flange. This 3D model we have to create. Then once we create the 3D model, then we have to create these views to set up on a piece of paper, which is called the page layout. So our task is divided into two parts. One is draw the 3D model, and two is create a page layout. So why do we need a page layout? We need a page layout because when you want to manufacture any 3D object, you send it to the manufacturer, and there they send it for construction. For example, if you are making a cell phone and you have a bunch of components, for example, you have the uh, circuit board, you have the touch screen, you have the camera. So you have all these components of your uh, electronic object, and all those components are put together in a box or some kind of uh, three-dimensional object. For example, a mouse, so it has got a three-dimensional shape, keyboard or a screen. All these have to be hardware. They have to have certain boxes or casings to put all these components together. So that's why we have to learn how to draw 3D objects and how to make them ready for manufacturing. So we are doing a very simple exercise, this flange. We are learning how to draw it, and then how to create a document which we can send to a manufacturer who can build it for us. So this thing has got two parts. One is to draw the 3D model, and then to create a page layout which we can send to the manufacturer. So first we will draw this 3D model here. As you see, first of all we will draw this 3D model in SketchUp. Okay, so let's start SketchUp. When you start SketchUp, you will see there would be a bunch of welcoming screens, templates. For example, this one says simple inches, and this is architectural inches, this is architectural millimeters, this is meters. So you get different types of units. You can even get more templates if you click here. So first, before you start, if you look at this drawing and see what are the units. So here there are no units mentioned. For example, this is 36, but it's not mentioned whether this is 36 inches or this is 36 millimeters or this is 36 centimeters. It's not mentioned here. So when nothing is mentioned, what you do is you assume that this is in millimeters, but for this drawing we'll use centimeters. Okay, so for this drawing we will assume the units are in centimeters. This is simply for this drawing, but for any other drawing, if you don't see the units mentioned, you will know instantly that this should be in millimeters. Okay? So here we will assume that these are in centimeters. So before we start our drawing, we have to strategize from where we will start. For example, this one is a box. So the first thing we will do is draw a box. First thing we'll do is draw a box, and this box, this is the box that we will draw first. So when we draw this box, we have to measure its dimensions, like how much wide. So if you look at this one, this view, this is the box that we will be drawing. This is the box that we'll be drawing. So it has got a side 36 millimeters, and then what is the width of this side? So this one, if you look at this top view, so this is 11 centimeters, and for a three-dimensional box you need the height. So if you look at this drawing, you will see it has got a height of 32 centimeters. So we have got a box which is 36 centimeters wide, 11 centimeters deep, and 32 centimeters high. So we'll go to SketchUp and we'll select the right templates. This is inches, this is inches, this is millimeters, meter, centimeter. So this is our template. So we click on here. So here you have a preset human figure called Sally. You click on it and press delete on the keyboard. Okay. Now, so here this is the SketchUp user interface. So first we have to draw a box. This box we have to draw. So we will take this base for the box. So we take this rectangle here and click here, and then we drag the mouse. We don't click, but we drag the mouse and leave it here. If you look down here, you will see this is giving you the dynamic readout of the measurement. So wherever your mouse pointer is, it is giving you the readout. So if we move closer here, now if we keep it here and we type on the keyboard 36, 11. Now the moment you type, you will see the figure will show up here. So again I will do 36, 11. Now I will press enter on the keyboard. Now this thing is very small, so what we will do is we'll press this button, zoom extend, and then what will we do is take this orbit tool, click, and then hold the mouse button and scroll your middle mouse button to zoom out and rotate the view. Now if you take this one, dimensions, click here and click here and click here and then drag and click, it will show you the measurement. So we wanted to draw 36 millimeter, which is here, and click, drag and click. So this is 11 centimeters. So this is, we have drawn 11 and we have drawn 36. Now the height is 32. So if you take this push pull button and click here, then drag it upward, you see this is showing how much height will be. This one, as you move the mouse, it will show the height here. So we put it up to this much and we type on the keyboard 32 and hit enter. So now this height is 32. We can check with this dimension tool, click, and click. So this is the height. So we have drawn our box. Now once we have drawn the box, next we will draw this half circle. This half circle we will draw. So the center of this half circle is here. This is the center. This is the center, the midpoint of this line. So what we do is we get rid of these lines. Click, delete keyboard, hit delete on the keyboard, and we take this circle command, click, and if you put it here, it will be rotated like this. If you do it here, it will be rotated like this. If you put it here, it will be rotated like this. So take the circle command, come to the middle, then hit click, and then drag it up and hit click. So now we have this circle. We take this selection tool and click on this line because we don't need this line, and hit delete on the keyboard. Okay, so delete on the keyboard. This one we have to push up to here. So we take this push pull button, click on it, drag Now we move the mouse along this line, click. So now this one, the half circle is complete. So we have to get rid of this joinery line, and we have to delete this one. This one we cannot delete, so we right click and click on hide. This one we will not delete yet because we have to draw this circle. So if you notice, now this circle, its center is in the middle of this line. The middle of this line is its center, and the diameter or the radius of this circle, if we look here, this is the diameter 16. So the radius of this circle is 8. The radius of this circle is 8. So we come here, take this circle command, we click on the middle, we drag it here and type 8 and hit enter. So that's the circle. We get rid of these lines, hit delete on the keyboard. We click here and we click on this circle and we drag. So it might come out of this other side, so you have to do the exact amount, which is you keep your mouse on top of this edge and then click. So now it's a clean hole here. If you want to check, you can check the diameter of this circle. It's 16. Okay, so now we have drawn this arm. So what we do is we take this arm, make a copy of this arm from here to here. We put it here, make a copy. So how far we have to take it? From here to here, this is 11, and from here to here, this is 18. So 11 plus 18 is 29. So we drag from here to here 29 centimeters. So you have to remember 29 is the number. So we take the selection tool, we select the whole flange handle. Then what we do is we take this move button, we click it here, we click on this point, click, and then we move it. But as you move it, you see the original handle is moving, so we have to press the control button. On the keyboard, press the control button once. So when I press the control button, the original is kept here and a copy is moved. So we keep it on this side. You can see the distance on here. So we keep it on this side and type 29, enter. So now we have this distance 29. Okay, so two of the handles are complete. Now we take this rectangle tool, click here, click on the other side. Now we push and pull. We have to push and pull this one. So if you look here, this amount is 11. So we click and push and pull and type 11, enter. Now we have the extension, but we have the joining lines. So we click and delete, click and delete, click and delete, click and delete. We look below, click and delete, click and delete. So we get rid of the joineries. Now we have a clean surface. So we have to draw this cylinder here on the surface. We have to draw this cylinder. So we have to identify the center of this cylinder. This is the center of the cylinder, which is the midpoint of this one and the midpoint of this one. This is the center. So, and the radius, you see the diameter is 18. So the radius would be 9. First of all, we have to identify the center of this face and the center of this face. So we take this tool, tape measure tool, and we click on this line. Click on this line, click, and then we move along this edge. So we move along this edge to find the center. So when we are moving, you see the red dot will suddenly turn blue when you hit the center. So here it's red. When you come to the center, it turns blue. So we click. So this is the center of this face. We click on this line and we move along this edge. You see the red dot will change to blue here. So this is the center. So we click and identify the center here. So take this circle, click on this circle, click, drag it outward, type 9, enter. And we get rid of these guidelines. Take this push and pull, click here and drag outward, and the amount we have to push out is 32. So we drag it to this side, type 3, 2 and hit enter. So that's our flange. And what we do is we save this flange. For example, let's save it on desktop. Flange 3D model, and we'll save it. So this first part of our task, drawing the 3D model, is complete. Now the second part of our task is to create a page layout of this model. So for page layout, we first of all, it is we have to, step 1, we have to set a page which will do A3 size. Then we will set 4 views. The 4 views are isometric, and then top, then front and right. So these are the 3 views we have to set. Then third step is we have to show the hidden lines, and the fourth step is center lines, and the fifth step is levels. So these are the things we have to, let's change the color so that you can see properly. Here we have here. So we set the page, we set a page A3 size, we set 4 views. These are the 4 views. Isometric, this is the projection view, and top, these are orthographic, top, front, right, RIGHT, spelling mistake. Hidden line, these dotted lines are hidden lines. So when you look from the top, you don't see these punches, but these are the punches here. So you show with the dotted line that when you look from the top, these are the punches. So you show them with hidden lines. So hidden lines, center line. So when you draw something circular, when you look at from the front, you draw 2 center lines, and the intersection is the center. When you draw it from the top, then the center line runs through the middle, like this. Okay. So these are center lines, and then levels: top view, front view, right view, isometric view. So these are the 5 things we have to do, and also we have to put the dimension. So there is another step in it. Let's levels, add dimensions. Of course, without dimensions you cannot manufacture this object. Okay, so these are the things we have to do now. So we go back to SketchUp, and for this we already have the 3D model. So what we do is we go to File and click on Send to Layout. This will open up a sister software of SketchUp, which is specifically done to create page layouts. So when this thing starts, you will see that it will, again, like the 3D modeler, it will give you a template. So it will say choose a template. Now here are different types of templates. For example, graph paper and plain paper, So we will select this one, A3 landscape plain paper. So you click here. So it gives me an A3 paper, and it gives me a viewport where I already have a view of the 3D model. This view I already have here, but I have to create a view like this. So this is like a 45 degree. This is like a 45 degree, you know, 45 degree, 90 degree here, 90 degree here, and 90 degree here. So this is like 45 degrees. So we have a view like this. So here what we do is, this is a viewport. If you click once, you will get these handles, and you can also drag these handles to rotate the whole thing. You can resize this viewport. So first of all, you see I have to put one drawing here, this one drawing here, then I have to put this other drawing here, then I have to put this drawing here, and I have to put this drawing here. So we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3, and we have 4. So we need to have 4 views. So what I do is I take it to the side, and then I resize this viewport so that I have one view here, and then I double click on it and press the mouse button and hold it and remove the view like this, and scroll the mouse button, then double click. Okay, so click on this one. On this side you have this default tray, so you can call the tray items from here. So I have this default tray, so I need this SketchUp model tray. So first thing I do is, you see this raster, I have to change the raster to a vector. So this is the first thing I do. I change the view. The warning sign will come up. I will press OK. So I have changed it to vector. Now next thing I will do is, here you see camera, I will change this to orthogonal. So I will click here, orthogonal. So when you click, it turns into a very big drawing. Now you have a bunch of preset scales. For example, 5:1 you can set, 2:1 you can set, 1.5:1 you can set, 1:5. So 1:5, it works very nicely, 1:5. Now if I had a different scale, I could also set that by creating my custom scale. For example, if your scale is not here, if none of these scales fit, then you can create your own custom scale by clicking here and type 1 in paper and whatever unit you want, 5 or 6 or 7 times, 8 times, 9 times. So you just type it here and click on add custom scale, so that scale will be added to this list, and you can click and select that scale. So 1:5 is good for us, so we didn't have to create. So now I have set the scale. So first thing I did was change from raster to vector, number 1. Number 2, I clicked on orthogonal. Number 3, I set the drawing scale, the size of the drawing. Okay, and this must be on, so this is okay. So this part is done. Next, viewport part is done, camera part is done. Now I move into the style part here, style part. So in style part, first thing you see is background. So check this off, so the background goes away. Now here you click and call these library style. So library style, you have default styles. Click here. From here select hidden line. So if you click, this thing will turn into a drawing like this, hidden line. So if you want to change the angle a little bit, you can also change the angle a little bit and double click outside. This is hidden line. Okay, so one of my views is ready. Now the next thing I have to do is, this one is done. Next one is this one, top view. So what I do is I click on this and I go to edit and copy this one, again edit and paste this one. So this has been pasted exactly on top. Now on your keyboard, press shift and left arrow like this. This has not been copied, unfortunately we did not paste it, so I have to paste. Okay, now let's try. Yeah, so okay, so this is where I keep the view. Now here again, from standard view camera I change to top view like this, top view. So now I have this top view, but now you see you need these hidden lines, and you need this center line. So for that, what we do is we again go back to style, but this time default style, this one we select. From here we select wireframe, not hidden line, wireframe, this one we select. So as soon as you select, you can see all those hidden lines here. So this view is here. Now we have to create this view, front view. So again we copy and we paste and press shift and down arrow like this, and again from standard view we click on front. So here we have front view, we again copy and we paste, and we press shift and right arrow, and from standard view we select left, for example. So we have the 4 views: first one view, second view, third view, and fourth view. So we have the 4 views ready. So once we have the 4 views, we have set up this one, we have set up 4 views. Now we have to draw the hidden lines. So this one we select by clicking, then we press shift keyboard and click, shift keyboard and click. So we select these 3 and keep our mouse on top of this drawing and right click on it. So now we have this explode option, explode. So we press explode. So each of these drawings are now exploded. Now again we right click and we click on ungroup. So now if we click on the line, again we have to ungroup twice. Now you can select all these different lines of your drawing. This one also we right click, ungroup. So we check if we can, yes. Also this one we ungroup. Okay. So now we can select all these different lines. Now see, we have to make these 4 lines dotted, this line dotted, and these lines dotted. These lines we have to make dotted. So we have to be able to select these lines. But when I click this, you see these 2 lines get selected because these 2 are connected. So I take this split tool and click here and click here, click here, click here, and click here, click here, click here, and click here. So I split these lines. Also for this one, here, here, split. For this one, here, 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 here. So I'm just clicking at the joineries. Okay, and these also I have to split from the rest of the connected lines so that they get separated. Now if I click on this line, I can select only this one. Press shift on the keyboard and click. So these 2 are selected. Shift, this one is still connected, so I have to split this line. Okay. So again I'll try shift click, select. This one is connected here, so I have to split this line. Okay. So here again click and shift click to select the lines. This one is connected, So I have to split here, split. Now I'll check if I can. No, this one is not split yet. Here. Now I think we are set. Let me check if we can select these lines. Yes, these. No, we cannot because these are still connected here. Okay. Here now it looks we can. So we have to split and we have to split. Let me check. Yes. For this one, you see only a segment gets selected. So we press delete on the keyboard. We don't want fragments. We want whole lines. So this one looks okay. This is pretty small. So we drag this whole thing and make it one single line. Again, we don't need all these fragments, so we get rid of. We have a tiny line here. So we make this clean up into a single line so that we can select. Okay, let's start by selecting these two. We select this one. We select and we select all these hidden lines. So these are all the hidden lines we select. And then we go to this shape style. This one is done. We go to shape style tab, and from here dashes we click on this dotted line and we click outside, so we have all the dotted lines. Now our third task, hidden line, is complete. Now we have to identify the center line. So this is one center line. These are the two center lines, and this is another center line, and this is another center line. So what we do is we can use this line, but these two are connected, so we ungroup these two and use this for this drawing. We don't have to draw a separate line for this, and these two we use for this one. But we also have to put one center line here, and we have to put another center line here. So this we don't have, so what we do is we take this line drawing tool and we have to find out the center. So we move again we have the center here, so click and click. So that's the center line. Again we click and click. We have another center line, and here we have to identify the center. This is the center, so click. So this center line we have. For this one we identify the center, click, and we identify the center, click. So these are all the center lines we identified. So now we have to change, shift click and select these lines, and we go to this line type again, and select this one, short dash, long dash. That is a symbol for center line. So we select the center line option, and all the center lines are marked. So the fourth task, center lines, is also done. Now we have to put the labels. This is isometric view. So for labels we use this text option, this one. So we create a window like this. Now if the text is too small, you have to click here and you can select the font. So we will use a font which is 18 points and type isometric view. So this is the view. If you want, you can make it bold like this, drag the box size, and then we don't want to start from scratch, so we copy and paste this label. We press shift keyboard left arrow, double click, and simply edit this into top view. Again, we copy these two and we paste these two, and then shift keyboard down arrow, and we type front view, and we type right view. Now you have to understand, if this is the front, then that is the right side, it's the top. So we have all the labels, so all our labels are complete. Now we have to add the dimensions, the last part of our drawing, dimensions. Now here you have to set the scale first. So before you start, you have to click on this dimension tool here, and this is the dimension tab. Now first, by default, there is a preset. This is auto scale preset. Now this we have to turn off. So we click and turn it off. First thing you do is turn this auto scale off. Now from here you select the scale. So we used 1:5 in the beginning. If you remember, we used 1:5. So we click on 1:5. The units we used centimeters. So we have to customize for our drawing. Now for precision, you see, like, there is no dimension with point like 40.1 or 32.5. There's no dimension which has got a fractional number. So here we get rid of fractional numbers like 0.1, 0.01. We get rid of this. We select whole number, because none of our dimensions have fractional numbers. So that's why we select this. So we turn off auto scale, we select the scale, we change the unit, and we change the precision. So these 4 things you have to set before you can add the dimensions. The other thing you can set is the text size for dimensions. So I will choose 14 so that the dimensions are larger, and then I will click on this one and click on this one and drag and click. So this one is showing 52 centimeters, which is 52 centimeters here, and this one is 11 centimeters. So I will check this one, 11 centimeter. So this is from here to here, this is 11 centimeter, and or I can keep it inside this one if I want, just like in the drawing. For example, in this drawing, oh, this is outside, so I have to keep it outside. So let's, anyway, it doesn't matter as long as you can understand, but we are following our example. So we have these 2 dimensions already set. We have to set these 3 dimensions. So we'll set this one, or on this side we have to put. So let's click, this is 11, and this is 18, and this is again 11. So we have set all the dimensions in this drawing. Now for this one, 36, 32. So we take this one and we put this from here to here is 36, and from here to here is 32. Now if you want to give dimension here, you see, like, you can give dimensions like this, but this is not what we want. We want labels, not dimensions, labels. So here we have an option for label. This one is label, so we click on this one, and this is our one of the circles. We click here, drag and click here. Now we have to change the font size to 14, and we to see how much is the inner circle. So from the 3D model, we check diameter is 16, so radius is 8. So here we type R space 8 centimeter, or like this. Okay, and for this one we can check this. R is 16 centimeter, so R space 16 centimeter. So we have these dimension labels put into place. Now we have to put these dimensions here. So let's look at this drawing. 40, 32, and this label is 18. So from here to here is 40, from here to here is 32, and we take the label and click, 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 R space 9 centimeter, because that was diameter 18, so radius is 9. So now we have we have added all the dimensions, so our dimension is also complete. So now we have all the 4 views, all the 4 levels, hidden lines, center lines, dimension lines, all marked. So what we do is we take this text again and we put our name. For example, we put our name, student name, let's say Elon Musk, and student ID, let's say 007. So we have student name and ID. We'll make it bigger so that it fits into one line. Now if you want, because this you can put somewhere like here, so you can also rotate this one, and then put it on this side. Let's separate it on this side. So student name, student ID, so we know who has drawn it. So once you have completed this drawing, you go to file and you export it to PDF. So you export it to PDF, give it a name, layout 01, and press save. It will give you output resolution, for example high if you want, medium, and then export. So once this is done, you will have a PDF of this drawing, which you can send to any manufacturer for construction. So your drawing task is complete, and you can upload. If this is an exam, you upload on Canvas. If this is an exam on in the classroom, you submit in the classroom, and your task is complete. This is the flange that we have drawn and the page layout that we have created. So that would be the end of this tutorial.